recording. Okay, welcome everyone. It is January the 19th, 2024, and we're working with the heart chakra. We are studying, oh dear, don't have it on the slide. There we go, there's the right slide. We are studying the blessing and virtue of charity with St. Francis. Sorry, I had a little, my brain wasn't working. There we go. I know. Okay, there we go. So the heart chakra, charity, universal love, unification, unity. That will maybe next Friday we might get to. And the seventh dimension with Albert Einstein. So let's just, I know that Ken talked about the information being a lot. So I just wanted to just kind of give an overview of where we're at here in the heart. We have studied the root, the pubic, the sacral, the umbilical, the solar, the ilion, and now we're in the heart. So we have had a lot of information, the study of it, and it may seem like a lot to integrate, but once it's not even that we have to know it all. It's just to know that there's a system, and it helps with understanding how things work in the higher realm. So you can see there's the charity. Compassion is also connected to the green, and love. There's the law. This is the seventh dimensional Christ consciousness, unity, consideration, kindness, honoring, selflessness, peace, love, joy, balance. You can see it's all about being in the heart and our heart consciousness and kindness. Really, it's all about just being kind to each other. That's it. And we're here to light up our chakras from within, basically. It's a system connected to the colors and the chakras, and it's like a step-by-step process. And I'll just share a very quick way how to do that in the next slide, but you can see how each chakra is connected to different organs and glands and systems within the body. So the more we're residing in the rainbow colors of the chakras, just knowing they're there and they're spinning and they're energetic, you can see them in your imagination, it really helps with everything. And I was talking about electricity the other day, and that I want to just show you that this is a slide about the fellow in India that talked about wiring a house, laying the groundwork with the wiring. And it's not like we have to go into this slide at all, but look what Albert Einstein said as well. He talked about the electromagnetic field. So from my understanding, the electric part is connected to the yellow sun, connected to the lower chakras, the father energy, the golden energy, and the mother magnetic is the higher chakras and the blues and the purples. And then the field is really the love field, which blues and yellows make the green. And so there's a field in the middle here, and St. Francis talks about the 6th through the 8th dimension when he goes into a little exercise for the dimensions, actually. And so the blue is more the understandings of being able to stand back, like the Buddha said, and sit under the Bodhi tree in non-judgment of everything. Ability to, like Saint Bernadette said, the quick apology to bring the self into alignment. And then the golden is the gratitude, really being able to be in gratitude for everything. And then combine the yellow and the blue, and we fall really into the heart space. That's our heart consciousness. So even if we just focused on the 3 chakras right in the middle, that would bring us into alignment. But they've given us a whole system. Yes, Darren.
I find it really interesting here that, they say the 7th is the electromagnetic field, and then the 6 dimensions, from 8 to 12 have a magnetic pull on the electric field. I just find that very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's yeah, so if you think of the seventh dimension in terms of the electromagnetic field that governs your planet, it allows you the capacity to incorporate the electric nature of the energy, patterning and lessons of the first six dimensions, and the magnetic energy pull of the eighth through the 12th. So, and again, connected to the water and the tides and the moon, that's the blue energy of the mother. The silver is one of the colors of the mother, and look, that's sort of the colors of the moon as well. So, and then the golden energy connected to the father. So yeah, it's physics. We're studying physics. And
Physics is everything, right?
yeah, so I don't know. I just find it really fascinating that it makes so much sense too. To me, it makes sense. So anyways, I just wanted to point that out. And here is a really, really quick exercise to plug in and light up. It's basically just closing your eyes, imagining all the chakras. You don't even have to know them all, but it's helpful. The chakras all lit up and spinning, and then drop your root cord down to Gaia and connect with the council fire. So you've got that golden energy, and you just shoot that energy up, because that's gratitude. And we're here to help Gaia. Well, not, I mean, to help humanity remember who they truly are. And then that inadvertently is our ascension with Gaia. So we're connecting to Gaia and the council fire. We're using that energy. That's our self-worth to shoot it right up, shoot that golden energy, and it can go right up to source. There's a cord, a silver cord of truth that goes right up to source. And you can just go literally in your imagination, shoot up to source and breathe that source energy. You can do this every day. It's incredible how much energy it gives you, and it brings you perfectly into divine alignment, and then just come right back down in and rest in your heart. And it's a beautiful way to start the day. And then you're working with the forces of nature, basically, with the chakra system and the energetic chakra system. So basically it's a surrender into divine alignment. Just plug yourself in, light up. And one of the main things is changing how we feel about root issues. So simple. Reframing. So if we feel like, the past is difficult, reframe it, because that's why we're here. We came to let go the difficulty and come into the joy, basically. So reframing the past. So say something traumatic happens, you can reframe it. Oh, well, look what I learned. Look what I was able to let go on behalf of the collective. So we're here to change the world. Yes, Darren.
So what are root issues again?
Childhood issues, not getting along with mom and dad, carrying hatred for mom or dad, judgment of family members, basically. Everything goes back to family members. So if you reframe how we feel about family, it changes how we feel about the world, basically. And then we have patience with everything. No fear.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Steve.
Linda also makes the comment that core issues are something you'd rather die than have people find out about.
I've been there. Oh yeah, I've been in the last month or so. Yeah, basically, yeah, didn't think I thought I was going to expire. Yeah, when you hit a core issue, you really know it.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what my family's working on right now. Yeah. So yeah, get it, got it, know what that's like. Yeah. And so when you know that when you hit on something like that, you the work that can be multiplied out to the planet, out to the collective, that's the work. Yeah. And the interesting thing, the latest thing I saw was, because I did receive an apology, the first proper apology I've ever received. And
Wow.
I see how, if the law system was revamped, if we had proper, if lawyers and judges were trauma therapists and specialized in forgiveness and apology, you'd have instantaneous healing in the courtroom.
Hmm.
And if there was deeper stuff to go, then we have special therapeutic communities to go to, so you can work on yourself, and people that can look into the past and see where the issues originated, because lots of times it doesn't even originate. It's a deeper issue from another lifetime.
Oh, yeah. You know, the natives have a version of what you're talking about, do they not?
Even now?
Yeah, yeah. Forget what they call it. Darren, do you know what the Indians call their healing circles or whatever with criminals or acting out kids?
Okay, well, that's a very tribal way of dealing with the elders surrounding and vision quests and that kind of thing. Yeah, I've heard of this.
Pardon me.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. No, and a lot of the therapeutic communities are based on, there's a few in BC that have indigenous ways to help with the healing of extreme addiction.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's weird. As soon as the apology came in, and I was able to send back forgiveness from a higher state and compassion, all this ideas came flooding in about how the law system revamped.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
I hadn't understood before, because I'd never received a proper apology before, like one that was
Mhm.
felt like connected to my own trauma. Mhm. Someone that was connected to the trauma. So that was really fascinating. I thought that was so heartening too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, this is just a zoom in of all the chakras. So just know, if you just light yourself up with the golden energy and head up to source and down to Gaia, it's a way to bring ourselves into divine alignment. I did this for Ken because I wanted him to see it. It's quite simple. He
Mhm.
can watch this if he wants. Yeah. And basically, you're just plugging in and lighting up and connecting with source and connecting with Gaia. Yeah. And the blue energy, when you plug in, you're plugging into understanding, well, faith and trust and apologies and forgiveness and peace, basically plugging into peace, which is understanding for deep forgiveness. And then lighting up, you're in joy. You're in joy. And you combine the plug in and the light up, you are love. So there you go. There's an explanation of love for you, Steve.
Yeah, bravo.
Plug and light up.
Yeah, plug in, light up.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Makes it fun too. Okay, so then this is me reminding ourselves to hold fast to your respect, to our respect, and that which other souls have chosen. So then you can stand back like a tree and just watch everything. And this is what St. Francis recommends as well. So he goes into what to do around the violence on the planet, is not ignore, but not be ignorant. And we'll go into that in a bit. But so hold fast to respect for self. When we do that, our own self-worth, then we respect other people's choices. If their choices are out of alignment, then that's their responsibility. It's not ours. And we don't want to add to that energy. Yes, Darren.
So isn't that basically what Buddha was saying as well, sitting under the Bodhi tree?
Absolutely. Bless everything. Stand back, sit under the tree, no judgment of anyone. Yes, that's exactly it. And this is the power that carries us now to New Earth. It's that state of non-judgment, of compassion for everyone. And really understanding apologies, I'm so sorry, forgiveness, compassion, all the divine qualities. It's amazing. It's so simple, but we just need to keep reminding ourselves. respecting other souls' past. Yeah, so here's the reflection of the butterflies here. I love and appreciate myself, and I love and appreciate you, and I love and appreciate your path, your decision, your choice. So that's holding fast to respect and gratitude for the self, our own self-love and self-worth. We are one. We really are one. Okay, and then this will help with Archangel Michael's mission for peace on earth, which is our mission for peace. So it's just knowing that we're here to create peace, and forgiveness is a big part of it. So just remembering the blue, plug into the peace, and then light up with gratitude and joy, and fall into your love. Love for self and love for everyone. Okay, so here's the heart chakra. Again, connected to all these systems, the thymus, the actual heart organs, circulatory, immune, endocrine. So us being in that space of compassion brings all the organs and glands and systems into alignment. I'm working with a woman right now, the woman I did the hour reading with today, and she's got pain in her body. And we just kept going over and over, reframe the past, because when we're in pain about the past, we will recreate it in the body. So it's reframing how we feel into the blue energy and the golden energy, being in the state of forgiveness of everything and gratitude for everything. Our greatest teachers are often our parents and other family members. Just getting to the state where you're blessing them for teaching us so we could do the letting go. That's our service. That's why we came. We dropped into the difficult situations to do the letting go. If we dropped into love and everything being the perfect family, we wouldn't be here discussing this information. We'd all be off on a cruise somewhere. Okay, so this is Albert talking about the electromagnetic field, which is so interesting. So just know the blue energy is very much connected to the higher chakras, the yellows and the warm colors to the low, and the green heart right there. And the field is the 6th, 7th, and 8th. That's the field. I didn't change this slide. Okay, so now we're on to what to do with drama. So drama in the news, drama in family, drama at work. And St. Francis Frank says, now the form of intervention that you as light workers and love holders do is twofold depending on your role. If you are one that has volunteered to go to the heart of chaos, then you may be holding and being the beacon of light, the anchor of love, and simply beaming into that chaos. Or you may be part of a spiritual or a physical healing team, a SWAT team, spiritual SWAT team, and you may be doing emotional, psychological, mental intervention within that chaos. So that's sort of me going into the rehabs and into the downtown east side, doing readings. I'm out there in the public, in the midst of in the midst of the human population. Okay. But if that is not your role, if you have chosen to be one of the beings who works in what we would call the perimeter, from the place of external, the quiet places, not that you do not go to the places of mayhem, you do, but they exhaust you, they make you feel sick, they do not agree with your temperament, spiritually, mentally, or physically. What you do is you are aware, you send energy and healing on a daily basis in your peace meditations, in your healing meditations, like we do on Monday nights, and then you ignore. It doesn't mean that you are ignorant, so do not confuse ignore with ignorant. It means that you are not adding energy to the drama. In so doing, and not adding the energy to the drama, what you are doing is actually diffusing the drama. So I thought that was really beautiful. Ignore, but what did he say? Where did he say ignore? Oh yeah, you are, doesn't mean that you are ignorant. Do not confuse ignore with ignorant. Okay. And then this is me reminding us to just hold fast to our respect and honor the paths that others have chosen. And I put up an old picture of world leaders because some of we can look out and see, well, that doesn't seem right, what's happening out there, but it's because they've got free choice. We stand back and we just send the energy of love into the chaos. And that's what they're saying is the power that takes us to the new earth. And the video or the YouTube that I was watching yesterday, she kept saying it over and over and over. It's that non-judgment, that we're in a real important time right now to be in that space of non-judgment, because we've bumped ourselves up into a new level, and that's what's being asked of us really strongly now. So there's that respect for everyone. Okay, and St. Francis talks a lot about receiving. So he says, sit in the center and receive. Charity in the giving is the receiving. So of course we can sit and receive from nature, from the other side. We can interact with even a plant in our house and receive, or an animal. And but where there's been harm, it's a little bit different. And he does go into this a bit later, but he says violence is violence. So you cannot ignore violent action because it has ramification. So if you're dealing with that, say in your family history, that's where the apologies come in. So it's not that we're not doing something about it. You know, in a worldview, it's hard to do anything about it because we're way on the perimeter. But if it's a family situation, there are things that you can do, and apologies is a real way to do the healing, but we'll go into that in a bit more. Okay. So he says, so for example, right now there is a great deal of drama around this incident in Boston. Okay, so this was 10 years ago. What was it again, Steve? It was the Boston. You're on
Marathon.
marathon.
The deep state planted a bomb in the Boston Marathon.
Okay, so this is what he's talking about. He says, and now how do you deal with this? Do not forget that you are truth bearers, and the truth of the universe, the truth that I have learned from the mother, is there is only love. Everything else is distraction. So while there are many who are saying, well, we need to get the truth on this, we need to get to the bottom of this, and everyone is having their opinions, and what does it do? What does that do? It creates more drama. But what is really needed is more love. Love for those who are hurt and suffering. Love for those who have been confronted by violence, witnessed violence, and that includes those who were glued to their TV sets, watching this again and again. So you send the love. The truth is there is only love. And I remember when the Twin Towers went down, watching that over and over and over. So I get the glued to the TV set thing. It can be very almost addictive watching. So to pull back and send love is the mastery, is what he's saying here. The rest is the human race trying to take various actions to bring violence front and center. And there have been many examples of the light saying to the collective, are you sure you really want this? You may say no, but if you are participating and involving yourself emotionally, mentally, spiritually in that, then in fact, you are speaking out of both sides of your mouth. You are saying no, but you are participating. So you can't do that. And that is the whole point. Ignore, not be ignorant. Okay. So good little chat from St. Francis there. I like that. And so Susie says, right. And I would also add to send love to the people that are causing the harm as well. I think that is an important part of our evolution, is it not? And I'd say yes. And that's why we're doing the meditation on Monday nights. And St. Francis Frank, it says, it is a vital part of the evolution. When I say to you that community is the focus, we mean the community of all. So everyone on earth. So it is not It is not to just send the healing and the love to those who have been what you would think of as victims. It is also to send it to those who have been the perpetrators. Because the perpetrators, whoever they are living in a world of hurt. You say, but they do not know that. And what I say is that makes it even harder. So yes, this is a perfect example of compassion, of forgiveness, and of charity. Charity is not latitude. And so I looked up latitude because I wasn't quite sure what he was saying, and it meant stray from this. Charity does not stray from this. So charity is compassion, it's forgiveness. It's so many of the qualities in one. As we say, it is the balance, and you do not have community without charity, and inside charity is an element of forgiveness. So it's us looking out at the collective and to the field of what's going on there and seeing what's happening and being in the state of forgiveness so that whoever is acting out of alignment can remember their forgiveness of self. We're all here to come to peace now. That is our ascension. Yes, Steve.
I think latitude in that context may mean charity is not allowing, charity is not standing by while bad things happen. I think that's what giving latitude to something.
But holding on, okay, so but being compassion and forgiveness, I think is what he's saying, right?
Well, no, charity is not latitude. Charity is not watching evil happen, for instance, and just saying, well, you know, that's not charity.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what I think, but who knows? I don't know.
Okay, so but he's recommending that we send love.
The
perpetrators.
charity. As we said, the bounty. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I think it means that we're to be sending love to the perpetrators. We're sending forgiveness. That we're all here to help. Like ascension is us all remembering that everything is forgiven, and to come into the center and just shake hands and say, okay, let's stop this now, basically. Because that's what the Galactics had to do after their 10,000-year war. And they said that was the hardest thing because they were still all fighting with each other. And then they figured out, oh, we need to anchor in these apologies and forgive each other. That's how we're going to come to peace. Not by holding on to the past, not by holding on to resentment and fighting about it still. I think that's what is happening now on the earth. Like we're remembering to be forgiveness of everything. Especially in the family structure. Yeah. Yeah, so there we are. We're holding fast to our respect and what other souls have chosen. And he does say that there is ramification. So there is divine justice. It's not like, but it's not up to us to mete out the justice. I think it's knowing that there is, and our job is being in alignment of sending love to everyone, basically. Okay. So there, yeah. So he does say violence is violence. So you cannot ignore violent action because it has ramifications. But that's where the apology and forgiveness comes in. So, and here the Divine Mother says a proper apology from the heart is a request for forgiveness. In the person receiving the apology, it is not only the transmutation and the rectification of an injury, it is an expansion of the receiver to then, from a higher realm, grant forgiveness and feel compassion. So that's when there's lots of resentment going back and forth because of something that's happened in the past. And it's for both parties to really be higher dimensional and extend apologies and forgiveness and compassion. Yeah, Darren.
Yeah, I think, when he said there's no latitude, it means you don't give violence latitude. You have to recognize it is violence and it has ramifications, and you just send love to it, but you don't ignore it.
Yeah, there's no ignoring it. It's recognizing it, but then recognizing it to know that we're here to be in forgiveness and love and, you know, facing into it rather than not doing anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. So now this is a really interesting being that calls in from Vancouver, actually. The being's name is Charisse. And he called into lots of the radio shows. And sometimes it was a bit discombobulated, but he had a really interesting point here. So he says, it feels like my heart has been touched by love at the deepest levels that I never ever knew how to give myself. And now I've found a way to bring the love that I know in the present now back to myself in my infancy and my early years as a little girl. So he's talking about his inner child here. And I feel that love from myself as a child that is healing the traumas and the chronic touch deprivation I felt as a baby. And it's utterly, utterly, utterly transformed my life. So I'm finally, for the first time in my life, practicing loving myself and loving my neighbor as I love myself. And then he goes on, I wanted to ask, I love you, and I don't relate to communicating my love, texting on the internet. I don't know what he's talking about. There's a certain power in the vibration of the voice. I'd rather meet with you in person and just say hi. Is there a message line that I could convey my respect and appreciation and love for you with my voice vibration when the moment comes? Is there a way for me to communicate? And St. Frank, he says, but dear heart, my Charisse, you are doing it right now. And so this is recorded and we will hear it again and again and again. And every being who ever listens to it throughout time and space will feel and know your love, your charity. So for this, I thank you. And then he says, I'd like to speak to Frank and about the Pope and the overlighting. I felt a profound unction of love that I have learned to apologize to the Aboriginal people coming from severe Dutch Calvinist Protestant, very judgmental. The whole quality of how I was raised participated in the utter decimation of beautiful Aboriginal souls. And my way of healing and apology is to learn the depths of magic in the medicine wheel, in the four directions, in all my relations. And now I feel electricity of love, all animals, all planets or plants. So he's talking about the indigenous tribal ways, the medicine wheel here. So obviously he's discovered some of the medicine, some shamanic teachings. When I'm walking on concrete and asphalt, underneath I feel phantom energies of the forest and the trees and everything that's underneath it all. And I wanted to bless Kevin Arnett. And he says, I almost met him in Vancouver, but somehow we missed paths. I wanted to say, Kevin, instead of holding the Pope to a punishment, what about holding the Catholic truth to convey the very magic of the very people that were abused and sexually abused and culturally and spiritually abused? How about transforming the Catholic rosary system or the education system or the church system into heartbeat of unconditional love? So he's talking about apologies and the Pope way back in 2013. And it was just recently, I think it was last summer or the summer before, that the Pope extended apologies to the Aboriginal peoples in Canada. A whole group of people went to see the Pope. He extended the apology, and then he came to Canada and extended it again. So this was this young man holding that vision for that to happen. It's extraordinary. It took 10 years or 9 years maybe for it to happen, but it happened. Mm-hmm. And then it's almost like he gets cut off, and you can hear St. Francis saying, it is so in community. So go in peace, my friend. Farewell. But I just thought that's amazing that he was talking about that back then. Mhm. And then the next caller in, yeah, did you want to say something about that, Steve?
About what?
Anything that this one about the Kevin Arnett or,
A banana?
oh,
Uh,
and,
no, I think it's fairly self-explanatory. There is at the Vancouver Rail Club, I think it's called, Railroad Club or something. That's supposed to be a center of Satanism in Vancouver. So anyways, but I don't really follow Kevin's work very closely.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Anyways, well, let's get on to the next caller. And this is, the name was Catania. And Catania says, hello, greetings to you all. I really felt love from you, Charisse, and I bless you, Suzanne. I bless you, St. Francis and Frank. So my question for today is, Frank, can you give me an exercise for me to get into this beautiful circle of charity and of sharing more and more? I do it in my everyday life. I greet people and I smile and I sing and I whistle and it's awesome. I have great days. I want to increase that even more. I really want to bring Nova Earth and to co-create it. I'm sure you have brilliant advice for me. And Frank says, this is an exercise that I'm suggesting for you, my sweet friend, and for many. And then he talks about this big green circle of grass. See yourself as if you're sitting on an enormous piece of grass and form a circle. And it may be a wheel, a medicine wheel, or a clock. But truly, it is the circle of one. It is the infinite circle of all. So then I wrote it out here, but then I drew a picture of it too. So I can read it to you as you're looking at this clock and what I believe it is, because it's 12. Clock has 12 sections to it. It's the circle of the 12 dimensions and the give and receive within the dimensions. So St. Francis says the key, be in gratitude. So you're sitting on the green grass and you're in gratitude. So the green is love and the gratitude is joy. And Archangel Raphael mentioned there's no difference between healing and creation. So healing is the green grass and creation is the golden energy, being in joy, in gratitude. So he says the key, be in gratitude, be in that place of balance so that you are in the place of charity, and be conscious, my friend, that you not only give, for which you are very generous, but that you also receive not only from this side, and from the animals, the trees, the earth, the sky, but also from the people. Meet their eyes, allow their warmth to touch you, allow their smile to quench your loneliness, allow their being to intermingle and dance with yours. This is what I ask you to do. So he says to see yourself at the center of that circle, at the center of the clock, and then visit each moment, each hour, each second, and feel that you are giving and receiving from each point within that circle. Now, for some of you, this can be done in silence. For you, dear heart, it can be done in song or whistling. And when you are done, and you will not do the whole circle or the whole clock every day, sometimes you will find yourself stuck at 1 or 3. It matters not. So the first dimension or the third dimension at the root of everything, which is the first dimension, figuring out family, or in the third, which is us in physicality. Sit in the center and simply receive. And then the key, be in gratitude. Be in that place of balance so that you're in the place of charity, and be conscious that you not only give, for which you are very generous, but you also receive. And from the other side, from our guides, from the mighty ones, from the masters, and from the animals, the trees, the earth, the sky, also from the people. Meet their eyes, allow their warmth to touch you, allow their smile to quench your loneliness, allow their being to intermingle and dance with yours. This is what I ask you to do. So I've actually tried this. It's really beautiful. Highly recommend it. Just imagine sitting on a big circle of grass and that you're visiting the clock sections. So 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and you will remember the different chakras and the different dimensions. It just happens naturally. And then it's remembering to give and to receive. It's actually quite beautiful. Okay, so that's it. That's our timer for tonight. So shall we, let's see, what's the next slide? Yeah, so this is just remembering to, yeah, this is a good one to stop at. Yes, Darren.
So what's this mean here? Rune to gratitude?
Okay, so at the root of everything,
Oh,
the
that's a root?
well, okay, so all I'm talking about is the first dimension, the root, the family work that we're doing. Often light workers have dropped into situations that are very dysfunctional. So we want to change that. So if it feels like it's like ruin from the beginning, we want to be gratitude for that. If you've dropped into some extreme dysfunction or it's been difficult, like you felt like you're an outsider or whatever, we want to change that, be in gratitude for your courage, basically. So, and then that changes, if we're struggling with any kind of physical pain or anything happening, it changes everything. Because when you're in that place of joy and love, which is so needed right now for the planet, it changes up our external. It changes up the physical form to be perfect health, and it changes up the planet to be perfect health. But it's got to come from us reframing the past. If we're stuck in the past, then we're going to be stuck in the cycle of conflict, like what Steve calls it. And the cycle of conflict is the wars that happen on the planet, the systems that aren't working. We really want to be in the balance in the center, able to send the energy and send apologies and understand forgiveness and be in the gratitude, receiving from the other side as well, and the animals and the people, and just knowing we're here to be as one. So this is actually a really beautiful exercise, and you get to the place where you're just so grateful for all experiences, good, bad, and ugly. And that's what I wrote here. I am so grateful for all my experiences. And then it brings us into that place of perfect health. Health within, health without. Health for the planet, ascension for the planet. It's really simple, but we just need to put it in practice every moment. Okay, so shall we send out charity out to the planet? In the giving is the receiving. Let's do that for 10 minutes. So everyone can put themselves on mute, and we'll see you in 10 minutes. Hello, everybody. 10 minutes. I was still on mute saying 10 minutes, 10 minutes. You were out there, Steve.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
Nice. Good work. That's where we should all be.
having a wonderful dream.
You remember what it was?
No, but it was very engaging, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
I kept seeing rings and rings of light workers all plugging in and lighting up. So fun. Okay, so
Yeah,
any comments? Or
yeah, I did that exercise, with the clock, so I was sitting on the green grass in the center of that clock and going through all the numbers, and 1 and 2, I didn't get a lot of reaction from. Number 3, that was chaotic, let me tell you, that was really chaos. And then a little less than 4. 5 and 6 got to more into a smooth flow of things were flowing pretty nicely. When I got to 7, it was like electric current went through me. I just was vibrating at that one. And then as I moved more into 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it became more and more peaceful all the time, until by the time it got to 12, I was in complete peace, relaxed, calm, And so I just sat there and sent out, charity and love to the whole planet. So I just surrounded the whole planet with charity and love at that point.
beautiful.
Nice.
That's exactly what it's for. It's like, and it took 10 minutes. Yeah.
I spent most of the 10 minutes doing it too.
Yeah, it takes about 10 minutes to do it. And yeah, it's a beautiful exercise. I highly recommend it. You sit on that green grass and go to each like just pretend it's a clock and you're just going. And he doesn't say it's the dimensions, but I just figured it must be because it's circular. The dimensions are circular, etheric classrooms. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to fit in all right, because I sure felt the electric shock at 7, and chaos at 3.
Mhm. So the cleaned up third would be a lot more peaceful. And the 4th is magic. The 5th is letting go more. The 4th is letting go. And the 6th is pretty chaotic too, actually, because from chaos comes change. I think right now we're in the 6th. Because we're really starting to wake up a lot more. And connect and know. There's so much information about our star family now. Extraordinary what you find. People talking about it.
Wow, great.
Yeah, it's like there's a soft disclosure happening. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, anything else, Lillian? Did you want to add anything? No.
Other than I really want to try that exercise. It's really looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you and Ken can do it together.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, do it together. Like watch the recording with him and help him understand what I was saying. Plug in, light up. And I'll go over it some more too. Yeah, and I can even in future ones, if you guys want, I can guide us through the chakras. We'll go up it. You can hold, like you can place your hand on them so you can feel them and just go up. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a good idea. That's what I do with circles. Like I take people through all the chakras, up to source.
yeah, and just a brief explanation of what each level is all about would help too.
Yep, that's what I do.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, we could probably do that. We'll try that next Wednesday. That's what I do when the people come to me for circles out where I go and do the meditations and readings. Yeah. We go down to Gaia, we go up to source, we go through all the chakras and explain a little bit about each one. And I'm drumming. I can't drum because you can't hear it. We've tried that. That doesn't work. But the people love the drumming. It's like, oh, The comments for the drumming is the best.
Mhm.
It took a while for me to be able to coordinate speaking and drumming. A lot of practice. Oh my God, not very coordinated. Oh well. Getting there. Okay, so that was fun. That was really fun, you guys. Thanks for coming. I'm going to just stop the recording now. Where's my, oh, it's disappeared again. Hang on. Oh, here it is. Okay. Thank you, everybody watching this. We'll be
Okay,
back again.
see you Monday.